let's start using Grease Pencil. Open up Blender, click 2D animation, and then it will open up our file. Now this is the same as any other Blender file. We're currently still in a 3D plane, but we're looking at it to do 2D animation with. If you ever make the mistake I just did, press 0 or the camera here, and it will bring you back to the sort of normal default screen. So it's nothing to worry about if you do move around. To move around the canvas, you can hold Shift and the middle mouse wheel, and that'll let you move around. You can zoom in and out by rolling the mouse wheel in and out. You can also grab the hand here and wiggle it to help move around. And that's how you move and you zoom. To start animating, what we need to look at, there's a lot going on here, but we're only really going to be looking at a few of them. If we look at the bottom here, there's our timeline, which if you've used any other animation software before, timeline will be pretty familiar to you. If not, it's a timeline. I don't know how to word that in any other way. It's kind of, it shows everything that's happening in our animation in a timed sequence. We want to click this button here called auto keying. It's on automatically, but we want to just check that auto keying is on, because when we draw our keyframes, it will automatically make one every time we draw. Otherwise, what will happen if that's off, I'll show you. So if it's off and we are drawing some wonderful circles here, and we move to another frame and we carry on drawing, we're drawing onto the same frame even though we've moved our timeline ahead, which we don't want to be doing. What we want to be doing is when we're drawing, draw a little circle there, move to the next frame, auto keying, and now it will make a new frame as we go through, which is what we need, because that's what animation is, isn't it? We're drawing the movement that's happening between those frames. All your pencils and stuff are along here. We've got our brush, you've got airbrush pencils, ink pens, they all behave differently. And to change the properties of them, if we take the pencil, and it's a bit more sketchy, we can play with the strength, the radius, by moving along with those things at the top there. This will be your pressure sensitivity, size pressure, sorry, and strength pressure, based on if you're using a graphics tablet, that will impact that, and if you have that enabled, which you probably do. The other tools you have up here is your erase tool, so if you've drawn something you don't like, you can erase that, start scrubbing it out, get rid of it. You also have your fill tool, which I will show you the fill tool in a bit because it's a little bit weird, it's a bit strange. It's not, but it is if you've not used sort of Blender before, perhaps. It's the thing I found strangest. The other thing we need to do is get set up for when we export now as well, and decide sort of some of the basic stuff. So if we go to our output, we can decide some properties for us. We can decide our frame rate. Depending on what animation you want to do, you're probably going to hang around 24 frames or around 12. You can, if you want, create a custom frame rate if that's what you want to play around with. I'm going to keep it on 12 for this exercise. If you see at the bottom here where it says start and end, that's the start and end of the animation, how many frames you're putting on it. We're not going to animate a lot today, so probably 30 frames, couple of seconds. You want to set things here with your output as well for when it comes to exporting our animation. You want to have your file format as a FMPEG video. You want to have your encoding to be MP4. Everything else is fine, and that way when we export it, we'll export it as a video. You want to click here as well and choose the folder that you're going to save it in as well when we do the export. To move between the timeline, we can grab the arrowhead, we can grab the playhead, the marker, whatever it's called, along the top here like this. We can also scrub, go to the start, go to the end. We can also move between keyframes as well. So if I had some keyframes in, let's put a couple in here, I would then be able to move between them. We can also play our animation forward, and we can play our animation backwards as well, which could be handy. with that, you should now be able to start sketching, drawing, making marks, playing with some frames. In the next video, I'll go through what we need to do to actually start animating.